Right here in the middle of the North Carolina Piedmont, down a quiet road most folks have never heard of, sits a mound of earth that's been standing for over 600 years. It's standing 15 foot tall. The people who built it held ceremonies here, buried their dead here, and lit a sacred fire that every family carried home. And then one day, around 1400 AD, they all just vanished. And nobody knows why. Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. Today the road brings us to Creek Indian Mound, the only ceremonial mound of the Pee Dee people in the entire state of North Carolina. And we'll step into that story right after this station identification. All right, so here we are, 5 miles northeast of Mount Gilead, North Carolina, in Montgomery County. Creek Indian Mound. And I want y'all to look around for a second and really take this in. More than 600 years ago, a group of Native Americans known as the Pee Dee people traveled to this exact spot overlooking the Little River. And they said, this is where we build. Now the Pee Dee were part of what archaeologists call the South Appalachian Mississippian culture. Big name, but here's what it meant. They were mound builders. They were traders. They had connections stretching from Georgia through South Carolina, through eastern Tennessee, and all the way up into the mountains and the Piedmont, right here in North Carolina. Think of it kind of like an ancient interstate system. And Town Creek was one of the main stops on the road. But here's what I want y'all to hold on to before we go any further. This is not just a mound. This is the only one of its kind in North Carolina. It's also the only national historic landmark in the entire state dedicated to the Native American culture. The only one now. Let me show you what they built here. I remember coming here as a small boy, and I was just as fascinated with this place then as I am now. And now that I'm a little older, there's a lot more information, and I'm going to share that with y'all. Let's talk about this mound. What you're looking at is a platform mound. It's about 15 high, and they didn't just pile up dirt. There's a story inside that dirt. The very first structure on this spot was a rectangular earth lodge. When it collapsed with age, the Pee Dee didn't clear it away. They built on top of it. A temple right on the ruins of that old building. Then that temple burned down, so they built another ceremonial structure on top of that. Layer upon layer, each generation building on the legacy of the last. And standing up here, this was the center of the world for the Pee Dee people. You look down there and you see flat open area. That's the plaza. That's where everyone gathered. And if you look towards the middle of the plaza, you see a smaller building. That's right there. That's the burial house. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, I need to tell y'all about actually what happened up here on this mound, because the ceremonies of these people held at this site are unlike anything most of us have ever heard of. The Pee Dee held what they called a busk. Now think of it kind of like a combination of New Year's Day, a church revival, and a community, deep, clean, and all rolled into one gathering. When the time came for the busk, clans from all over the surrounding area traveled here to Town Creek. First thing they did, They cleaned and repaired everything. The temple, the homes, the grounds, debts were settled, grievances were resolved, and we start again fresh. Then came the purification, y'all. This is where it gets a little unusual. The purification ritual included fasting, bathing, and medicines. And here's one that I had to read twice. The ritual scratching out of skin with the teeth of a garfish. The teeth of a garfish. The garfish with the teeth. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that right away tells you exactly how serious these people were looking at this ceremony. When the purification was complete, the celebration began. They call it a pesquito, what historians often call the green corn ceremony. The whole community feasted on new corn, new life every year. And at the end, every family took embers from the sacred flame right here in this mound to carry back home to light their own hearths. They call themselves people of fire. Every home, every hearth from one sacred fire. It was right here. Now that's not just a ceremony. That's a statement about who you really are. Now, let's walk over to the burial house because 563 people were laid to rest at this site. And the way they were buried, you won't forget it. Right here in the middle of the plaza, this is the burial house. And what archaeologists just uncovered here tells us so much about the Pee Dee society. 563 burials estimated here at this single site. Now just think about it, this tiny building. 563 people, the highest ranking members of the Pee Dee society. They're political leaders, religious leaders, many of them lived here. And when they passed, they were brought here to be buried. The way they did was this. They wrapped the bones in deer skin, then they placed those wrapped remains inside pottery urns and then turned them right here. Imagine that, carrying the responsibility of being the keeper of your people's memory. That's what this place was. But here's the thing, y'all. After all this, the mound, the temples, the ceremonies, the hundreds of people buried right here, the one question that hung over this site for generations, and historians and archaeologists who have spent their careers studying it still don't have a clean answer. Why did they leave? This burial house, something that I wanted to tell y'all about. Back in the 60s, when I came here as a kid, there were little portholes right in here where you can see this. Everything's been sealed up now, but you could look through the window and you could actually see the bones laying in the ground. Sometime along the way, someone came to their senses and said, hey, that is not respectful, looking in uncovered graves. So now this is a really sacred spot. It's covered up, and those folks, they still are laid to rest inside there. Just people don't watch them anymore. Around 1400 AD, about the time Columbus was still a teenager in Italy, the Pee Dee people abandoned Town Creek. No obvious invasion, no disaster that we could point to. They were just gone. When European settlers arrived in this part of North Carolina in the late 1700s, the Pee Dee were already long gone from here. Historians believe most of them had relocated and were living among the Catawba people in South Carolina. Today, the state of South Carolina has recognized 4 bands and one group connected to the Pee Dee and Catawba nations. And they're still here, still in the Carolinas, still connected to this land. But why they walked away from Town Creek after 200 years of building it up, after all this, nobody knows for certain. And you know what I think? I think it may be the most powerful thing about this place. It's not just what they built, it's the mystery of why they left it. We're going to step inside the visitor center, but before we do, I want to tell y'all how this site almost didn't survive to be studied. In the late 1800s, people started coming out here hunting for treasure. No training method, they just started digging. And at one point, somebody started using a mule-drawn scraper to uncover the ground. Dude, they found arrowheads, animal bones, human bones, pottery. They even caused damage that will never fully be undone. Irreplaceable history, just gone. But in 1936, right in the middle of the Great Depression, a student from UNC Chapel Hill named Jeff L. Coe came out here and said, "We're going to do this right." The following year, 1937, professional excavations began, funded by President Roosevelt's Works Progress Administration, the WPA. Same program that was building roads and bridges all across America during those hard years. And the landowner at the time, a farmer by the name of L.D. Fucci, he donated the site to the state of North Carolina in 1937. Town Creek became the very first North Carolina state historic site, first one in the whole state. Those excavations continued all the way until 1987. 50 years of careful professional archaeology. That's part of why what we see here today is so well documented. Now, if you are enjoying uncovering hidden history right here in the Carolinas, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Carolina Tony. There's stories like this all over the state and all across the region, hidden down the back roads, just waiting to be told. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. From the bones that are found here, they have taken and done a facial reconstruction of what these people would have probably looked like. Of course, that being a male and this being a female. You know, I've been to a lot of historic sites across the Carolinas, and I keep coming back to the same feeling every time. These places, they're not just about the past. They're about understanding who was here before us, what they built, what they believed in, and sometimes that question that they left behind. The Pee Dee people built this mound over 600 years ago. They held their ceremonies here. They buried their loved ones right over there. They carried the sacred fire home from this very spot. And then one day they were gone. But this mound is still standing. So, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share with your family and friends. And if you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that button now and ring that bell so you'll be notified every time we put a video out, which is always on Mondays and Fridays and sometimes in between. I am Carolina Tony, and until our next adventure, and for now, y'all have a good day.